Hey yo, what it do? Welcome back to episode 38 of the Axis of Combat podcast. I'm your boy, Ray Boogie Kahuna, as always, my co-host.
Hugo the boss, Hugo got next. You already know. And before we get into any of this business today, you already know the routine. Like, follow, subscribe, comment, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok.
Everybody enjoying the visuals out there. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell to stay up to date.
And for all of our audio listeners, Spotify, Apple, Google Podcast, you already know. Now, before we get into this UFC card, we're going to recap our bets from last weekend. We actually had a winning weekend, so we're very happy. I'll start off with, me and my brother had some separate bets here, so I don't know if you want to go first or I'll go first.
Nah, the carpet's all yours.
Okay.
I don't even know that's the right expression.
Sounds foul, but I'll gladly take the carpet.
Yeah, I mean, the stage, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm stupid.
I'll start with my losses. So, Calvin Gaston money line. Yeah. Rob Font money line. Yeah. I had a 3-leg with Soriano Silva and Sarukian. Soriano blew it up for half a unit. I had another unit parlay for Fight Does Not Go the Distance for Reese, Brundage, and Balato Pateria. Those hit. Soriano blew up the parlay again, and I had Ryan Garcia as the 4th leg on that parlay.
Damn Soriano.
My long shots, Hardy by sub, Misha Tape round 2. Those are both L's. Soriano sub, Silva sub, Green knockout round 2, Green knockout round 3, Sarukian sub. All those I don't really care about.
Yeah, those are all long shots.
Very long shot bets. Yeah. We took minimal losses there. But now to get into our winners. So Misha Tate's money line. Sarukian's inside the distance. Misha Tate round 3.
Payday, you want payday.
And Ryan Garcia's knockout.
Payday, you want payday.
Can't be putting Garcia and then Canelo after. They don't fuck with each other. So
listen, they're both Mexicans, man. It's
well, that's
even though they don't fuck with each other, they have to fuck with each other. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Canelo don't fight Mexicans. That's what he said.
I mean, he got to fight Benavidez, so
yeah,
stop ducking.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I sound like Pops, bro.
But go ahead, bro. Recap yours. Unless you want me to do it for you.
No, I got this. Let's see. Let's start with the L's. My straights. Horth, inside the distance. Gaslam money line. Got a quarter unit parlay on the Figueiredo and Bobby Green. You seen what happened to Bobby Green. Half unit parlay on Bellotto inside the distance and Reese inside the distance. Reese. Why?
He ain't Kyle Reese.
Why he had to lose to that dude, man?
He ain't Kyle Reese in Terminator.
God damn.
He was just Reese.
And all my long shots, my little darts here, Hardy sub, Horth round 2, Horth round 3, Tate round 2, Soriano sub, Silva sub, Sarukian sub. Man, I wanted a sub. I should have went to Subways, bro. Shit.
The rapid fire there is just, like minimal, guys.
Yeah.
Just so y'all know,
that's all.
There's a reason we had winning nights.
That's probably not even all those last sub attempts and round 2, round 3.
Not even 3/4 of a unit.
Not even a unit.
Yeah.
Total. So
yeah, it's pretty crazy.
But what I hit, that Misha Tate round 2.
Payday.
We out here, kid.
You want payday.
That was God, it's kind of saved my night, low key. Also hit that Saruki inside the distance.
Read it like a book.
That was,
read like I told you he was gonna fold that boy.
Round 1.
But Neil might be a little overrated.
Hand down, man down. You feel me? Whoo!
That was a bad knockout.
Yeah. And Misha Tate.
Cupcake, baby.
That was a hit. Yep. And then, of course, the Ryan Garcia, you know what I'm saying?
Payday,
knockout.
Payday.
Hit the wrong joint right there. There we go. My bad.
I can't believe they had Ryan Garcia at minus 128 for that knockout.
Yeah, listen.
That guy was a bull, but, Ryan just got crazy punching power, man.
He put on the greatest display of Philly shell I think I've ever seen in my life. Fucking dog shit. I don't know what he was doing. Listen, he was trying something different.
He's trying something different.
Yeah,
man.
trying something different. He didn't get caught for it. So, it was the right opponent to kind of
play
experiment
time.
with. You know what I'm saying? So,
yep. And now to get into this UFC card, what do you got for me, my brother?
Let's see. 11 fight card. This is UFC Song versus Gutierrez. Originally supposed to be taking place in Singapore. They said, the hell with that. We are not going to Singapore. We're going to keep this in the Apex. Because of that, a lot of fighters couldn't make it over there. We got about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 canceled fights.
Yeah.
You know, passport issues. And it was mostly passport issues and road to UFC shit that they were like, you know what? No, we'll keep it that over there. So 11 fight card here. Top to bottom. Not as exciting as the last card.
No.
Maybe there's some spots here. Maybe there isn't. We're going to keep this nice and brief because I think a lot of these fights are kind of binary.
Yes.
And
dangerous card to bet on, guys. So we're gonna find value for you and just try to make sure that like we're putting the money in the safe spots, to be frank.
First fight we got on the card here. In the women's strawweight division, we got Rayanne Dos Santos going one-on-one with Talita Alencar.
I think it's Rayanne.
I think it's Rayanne, right?
Rayanne. Yeah, whatever.
Listen, Santos. It's Santos Alencar. We'll let it rock. 2 Brazilians. One's 28, one's 33. Santos, no nickname. 14-6. Fighting out of Brazil. Alencar, the problem child. 4-0-1, making her debut. 33 years old, fighting out of Brazil. Again, like I mentioned before, these fights are kind of a bit binary. Santos, the striker, probably the better overall, all-around fighter. Alencar, credentialed BJJ, 8-time, what's that tournament called?
IBJF.
Yeah.
Yep.
Her jiu-jitsu is real. Last fight in her contender series, dominated the girl for 2 rounds, completely gassed out.
Got 10-8 in the 3rd round.
Got 10-8.
Draw.
I think the only draw in contender series, I could be wrong. But
there might be 1 or 2.
But that's
1 or 2, yeah. That's very few.
And that was this season, like week 7. Santos, I'm going to say definitely has the striking advantage. Could probably hang with Alencar on the ground here. She does have some decent takedown defense. I am going to lean Alencar here for the window. I know she doesn't have any stand-up. Her striking is just primarily just to get in. She's just so good at that one particular thing, the jits, that I think I can't see this fight not ending up on the ground. I can't see her at least banking 2 rounds, if not getting this girl out early. Don't know if she can, defend the jiu-jitsu. Don't know how long because she's never fought anyone like her. I know there's gonna be a lot of people on Santos because she's just better overall. But I'm gonna lean Alencar here. Not with the most confidence because again, low level women's MMA, 2 debuting women here. What do you got here?
I like Dos Santos here. I like Dos Santos because she is the better all-around fighter. But I agree with you at this low level. This is a low-level fight. This is essentially 2 people making their debut for the most part. And you know how we talk about people in these situations making their debuts. I tend to stay away from these fights. But I tell you what, I think the bet should be Dos Santos because I trust her gas tank. I trust her cardio. Even though Alencar, when she came into her last fight, it was on short notice in the contender series, and she had to cut a ton of weight, before that fight. There was a lot of reasons why she probably gassed out in that fight. But I tell you what, if her sub prop is high enough, I'll definitely take a shot on it as a long shot because I agree with my brother here. I think that at this low of a level, like if you have that one sharp tool in the shed, you can use it, especially if that person is not ready for the level that you're ready to present. And unless it's like a witty veteran, I could see Alencar wrapping her up and getting in a submission. But we'll see what the lines look like. This is a fight I'm probably going to stay away from, but Dos Santos is a lean. Alencar might be the bet, though. But we'll see. I might even bet Dos Santos, but I think I'm going to stay away from this fight because it's just very low level.
Next fight we have here on the prelims, men's flyweight. We got, and I don't think this is going to be at flyweight. It's going to be at, no, it's going to be at flyweight. I'm thinking about another fight. Tatsuro Taira going one-on-one with Carlos Hernandez. Taira 14-0, perfect. Fighting out of Japan, 23 years old. going one-on-one with Carlos Hernandez, who is 9-2, fighting out of Illinois, 30 years old. I'm going to lean Taira here. Listen, Taira hasn't let me down so far. We already know what he's good at. He's he's got a sub game, but he's more control over, like he's not sloppy. I guess that's probably the right word I'm looking for. He wants to get this to the ground. Carlos Hernandez, I think he's good. He might have the striking edge here. We haven't really seen Taira really pushed. This is probably going to be a good test for him. So when it comes to the stand-up, Hernandez can probably put it on him a little bit. But I do think Taira is got the higher IQ. I think he will attempt to eventually bring this down to the ground. When he does bring this down to the ground, not that Carlos Hernandez is incompetent or anything like that, but his takedown D ain't really the best. And I can see this probably going to a either decision or maybe a round 2, round 3 sub. I do like Taira here for the win, though. What about you?
Yeah, I like Taira for decision here. And he hasn't shown it to me at this level that he's a finisher. But if the round 2, round 3 props are juiced, I'll take a shot on them, like via long shot bets for the sub. But I don't see, I see it going to decision. It's plus 175 for his decision right now. I like that line a lot. That's exactly how I'm going to play him because I'm not playing this money line. And he has not shown it to me at this level that he's a finisher. So Tatsuro Taira by decision. That's how I'm rolling with this.
All right, next fight we have here in the women's bantamweight division, we have Stephanie Egger going one-on-one with Luana Santos. Egger, who is 8-4, fighting out of Switzerland, 35 years old. Damn, I didn't realize she was that old.
Yeah.
Going one-on-one with Luana Santos, 6-1, fighting out of Brazil, 23 years old. Man, when I first seen Egger, I was kind of hyped about her. Not hyped, but like, you know, I kind of had, my expectations were pretty high. She has not met, I guess, my level of expectation that I've had for her, and probably many others, to be honest. Her 2 best wins are against Aileen Perez and Jessica Rose Clark. And I think if
Aileen ran it back, she beats her 100% right now. Yeah.
And then she ended up getting subbed by Russian Ronda.
Ugh.
Leg lock, which is not a good look. Luana Santos, young. I think she's the better striker.
Oh, we know she's a better striker. Can crack too.
Egger, definitely uncomfortable on the feet. So Santos has that edge all day. My only concern is if it gets too close. Most of Egger's wins have been in the clinch. She's pretty good in the clinch. They're both judokas. I'm going to lean Santos here, though. I'm leaning Santos only because I just think Egger is, 1, a little too old. 2, maybe a little overrated. 3, I think speed kills here. 4, I think Santos, again, the better striker. 5, Egger's just a habitual line stepper for me at this point. I can never get her right. When I bet her to win, she loses. When I bet her to lose, she wins. I take the shot on Santos. I think she's going to be able to at least defend, maybe not traditionally, you know, some of her, because this Egger wants it on the ground, right? If Egger gets it on the ground, she has top time. She could probably do a thing, but I like Santos here to edge it, probably by decision.
I'm with you on this. I think Santos at minus 155 money line. I love this bet, to be honest, and I'm probably going to bet this most likely. I might put after this podcast is done, I'm probably going to put a bet on it. But what I will say is Laura Santos, the one thing that Luana, my bad, not Laura, the one thing my brother did not mention that I know he is aware of, she's pretty good on the floor. She's pretty good on the floor. She likes to work towards that scarf hold series, which is very difficult to deal with, but she has different ways of getting there. The one thing I didn't like about her in her pre-UFC fights were that she liked to go for that fucking head and arm toss. She showed me in the Juliana Miller fight that she didn't go for it at all, really. I think she might have done it once, but it was done correctly and it was done with great timing, as opposed to her shooting for it every time. But on the feet, she's going to knock this girl out. I mean, she just hits way harder. And I think there was a stat, like, over the last 3 fights with Stephanie Egger, she had like 73 significant strikes across 3 fights. Luana Santos had 60-something significant strikes in the first round against Julie Miller, and that wasn't her debut.
Yeah.
So she's going to put mitts on this girl. And I think Stephanie Egger, if she doesn't get this fight to the floor to wrap, Luana Santos, she has more ways to win. I also like her by decision because I don't think she's going to sub Stephanie. I also think she probably won't knock her out. But if she stopped her, would I be surprised? No, but I just think the money line looks good enough anyway. At minus 155, that's a play.
All right, next fight we have here in the men's lightweight division. We have a run back of a fight that was supposed to happen last week. We got Steve Garcia, the Mean Machine, going one-on-one with, cannot pronounce your first name, Costa, Melquizael. Garcia, 14-5, found out of Albuquerque, New Mexico, 31 years old, going one-on-one with Costa, who is 20-6, fighting out of Brazil, 27 years old. Our opinions really haven't changed since last week. If anything, I'm probably a little stronger on the Costa side, only because Garcia was the one who kind of pulled out with an illness. And again, this fight was supposed to take place at featherweight. Now it's taking place at lightweight. So, I just think, again, if you guys want to hear the recap, just go back to last week's episode. Yeah, I can hear that. But I'm still on Costa here. And I don't know, maybe decision, maybe finish. I actually don't know how I feel about how it ends, but I'm still on the Costa side.
We're much closer on Costa now, especially with Steve pulling out last week because he's the one who pulled out with the sickness. So yeah. Watch the last episode. We gave a whole breakdown there. We can move on to the next fight.
All right, next fight we have here, still in the prelims in the flyweight division, we have Yadong Song Park going one-on-one with habitual line stepper Shannon Ross. Peace of mind, Park.
Horrible.
No. Well. Okay, we can hold that thought.
Go ahead.
8-0. He's fighting out of South Korea, 28 years old, going against the Turkish delight, Shannon Ross.
Horrible fighter.
Yeah, right there.
He's Turkish, you're right. He's a fucking turkey in there. Fuck him.
13-8, fighting out of Queensland, Australia, 34 years old. Listen, I don't think Park should be at minus, what is he right now?
600.
Minus 600. That is way too much for a guy going against Shannon Ross. I do understand why. Shannon Ross is literally the definition of a glass cannon. He can strike. I give him that. I think my man, his chin is dust. It's a paper bag.
Yeah.
Waiting to get wet. Pause. Ayo. My man is waiting to get dusted. He's waiting to get rinsed. He's ready to get washed. That being said, I don't think Park is that good. But he should be able to get it done against Ross here. This is, for me, a complete stay away. I'm probably not even going to touch this fight because there is a chance Ross probably wins. And I wouldn't blame you guys for taking the plus 400 maybe?
Plus 440.
On Shannon Ross.
I don't blame anyone because I don't think anyone at this level is a plus 500.
That's what I'm saying.
I agree with you, especially against like the competition like this. This fight, guy. This is a 1-800 gamblers fight, guys.
Yeah, this fight is
Please stay away. Don't entertain this fight. Call if you need help. I'm very serious about that because this is a fight that will get you into real fucking trouble.
Park is one of those guys who would rather grapple than strike, but I'm pretty sure they're in the corner like, hey man, listen, look at this dude's chin. Hit it. Hit it and hit it hard. Matter of fact, you don't even have to hit it hard. Just touch him in the chin.
As McGregor said, Gus the winning, he does the chicken dance.
Bro,
you know what I'm saying?
He's going to be chicken dancing all over the place once he even looks at his chin. It's going to be a wrap. So I think Park wins here. I'm not touching Ross. If you guys want to do dog or pass, hey, it's on you. This is a fight I'm not touching. But for pick's sake, I'm picking Park. This shit ain't touching my money. I'm never going to put money on Shannon Ross. He's one L away from being cut anyway.
Yeah. He didn't even win his Contender Series fight. There's a couple of people on this card that didn't win their Contender Series fights, and they're getting a shot in the UFC. So, with that said, pass. Like that, I think this fight's a big pass.
All right, now the prelim main event at welterweight. We got Kenan Song going one-on-one with Jousset. Kevin Jousset. Who does Jousset look like? What's that guy who's in Oh man,
our Alter Carbon.
Alter Carbon. he played flag.
Name?
He played flag and fucking.
That is hilarious,
dude. He looks OD like him, bro.
We need you to put up like the side by side so people understand what you're saying. That's hilarious.
Go ahead. You look for the name. I'm gonna give the breakdown here. We got Kenan Song, the assassin, 21-7, fighting out of China, 33 years old, going one-on-one with Kevin Jousset, Kevin Air Jousset, 9-2, fighting out of New Zealand, originally from France, 30 years old. This fight I'm kind of going a little back and forth on. Again, this card was supposed to originally take place on the Eastern Hemisphere, right? Or Western Hemisphere?
Western Hemisphere, I think so.
Somewhere in China, I think. Singapore, I think, was the spot it was supposed to take place in. I think this fight is pretty even. It's pretty down the middle. I'm not really too high on Jousset. Jousset, he does have some good ground and pound. He's this time it does also have some really good like judo tosses. Doesn't have the greatest striking defense. Can be hit. Looks like he does kind of hit hard though. Yadong Song definitely has the experience. Definitely has the power. Don't know if he has the takedown defense to kind of handle Jousset here. I'm going to slightly lean Jousset. I've been going back and forth on this because originally I thought I was going to be on Yadong Song. I still might go back to Yadong Song. I just don't know if Jousset's ready for this kind of leap. I mean, it's a good leap. Yadong Song, you know, he was able to stick Ian Gary in the first round, went to the third round with Ian Gary. I mean, take that for what you want with it. It's gonna be the way I see this fight playing out is gonna be like just a low striking kickboxing match until one of them decides to get close enough in the clinch to maybe take one another down. If I'm Yadong Song, I try to attempt to take him down first, but probably it's gonna be Jousset. With that, I think I'm just gonna lean Jousset. I really don't have a good read on this fight. So
this fight might be dog or pass. And Kenan, the one thing I will say, Kevin Jousset, aka Joel Kinnaman.
There you go.
He's fighting one of the biggest welterweights in this weight class. A guy who physically looked bigger than Ian Gary when I fought him. Yadong Song is huge for the weight class. So that's why this fight might be dog or pass, but I don't know how to. This is a great fight. This is like matchup wise, it's a great fight. I just how to bet it, I'm not sure because both of them can exploit certain areas.
Also, Jousset being one of the only guys coming out of city kickboxing that can actually somewhat grapple.
Yeah, very weird.
So
yeah, for me, the pick is I'm gonna go Song, but not with the greatest confidence. I don't know if Joel Kinnaman got the chin for him.
All right, now kicking off the main card. UFC Vegas 83, we have André Muniz going one-on-one with the Iron Turtle himself, Jung Park. Muniz, 23-6, fighting out of Brazil, 33 years old, going one-on-one with the Iron Turtle. 17-5, fighting out of South Korea, 32 years old. This is another matchup where Muniz, habitual line stepper for me.
Yeah, he's kind of getting exposed low key.
Just a bit. I mean, he has fought the better brand of comp. The Brendan Allen fight you could kind of excuse.
Brendan's a beast.
To be honest,
Even the Paul Craig fight, people were kind of giving him shit. Paul Craig's legit. Yeah,
he got no stand up, but he's still a really good fucking MMA fighter. You know what I'm saying?
We made money off that fight because he was plus like 200. I remember that shit.
Jung Park, listen. They call him the Iron Turtle. They should call him the Iron Dog, man, because that's all he got in him, boy. He's a dog. You know, decent fighter. Pressure is his game. Pressure should be his name. Decent hands. Good wrestling. He's one of those guys where he's good everywhere, not great overall, but kind of knows how to put it together.
Yes.
You know, and his IQ is,
it's not terrible.
It's definitely on the above average side of things.
Yes.
Muniz, a little. Listen, they suck him. I get it. You broke Jacare's arm. You know, like.
The ghost of Jacare, by the way.
How long can you hang on to that moniker? You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
You got to develop your game somewhere. I think his striking's a little overrated, but I mean, his striking is pretty much there, pretty much to set up what he wants to do, technically, right? Get to the jits. I'm thinking, man, this is tough. I feel like this is like, because you can look at this fight from from two sides. You think Jung Park, pressure, on the rise. This fight was supposed to be taking place in Singapore to kick off the main card, by the way. are they really setting up Jun Young Park here to lose? I don't know. At the same time, this is a step down for Muniz. He should be able to easily at least work his way on the ground, maybe get to Jun Young Park's back and do something with it. You know what I'm saying? Get that sub that, that he's known for. You know what I'm saying? But like, it almost feels like a setup fight both ways. So that's why I don't know how to lean which way or what. I'm going to lean Park. And the only reason why I'm leaning Park here, at least from a betting perspective, is like, I just rather put my money on a guy who I know is going to fight for my money.
Yeah, 100%. I'm
just keeping it a buck. Muniz, man, I mean, he came out hot. He came out strong. I think, won Contender Series. No, was it Contender Series or the Ultimate Fighter or something like that?
Yeah, I think it was Contender Series.
He was on a 5-fight winning streak before he ran into them killers. Now
actually, no, Brazil tough. I think Contender Series here in the U.S.
Yeah, it was something like that. But I don't like to call fighters one dimensional, but he's a bit one dimensional.
He is. He's big for the weight class. He hits hard, but I agree with you with putting the money on the guy who's gonna fight for your money. I also think Jun Young Park is one of the most underrated fighters in the UFC. I think you look at him and you don't think much of him. That's the problem. But if you look at who they got knocked out by Gregory Rodriguez, bro. I think Muniz gets knocked out by Gregory Rodriguez, and I think Muniz probably gets tapped out by Gregory Rodriguez too.
Yeah,
so I mean. I can't. The only thing that I don't like about Park when he's good, he's very hard to hold down. Infinite gas tank, which I love, but the problem is he gets to all fours a lot of times when he is getting up, and that leaves your neck open and the ability for your back to get taken as you're cage walking to get up or to just get back up to your feet. With that said, I'm still leaning Park because I think Park is in a fight for my money. I think Park's got the better gas tank, and with Park, I feel like if Plan A is not working.
He'll go to his plan B.
He'll go to plan B and no plan C. And if not, he'll just try to gut you out.
Yeah.
For Muniz, if that plan's not working, he's fucked.
Yeah, it's like,
that's just what it is.
Yeah, I mean, front runner is probably an appropriate word to put here. Maybe. It depends. This fight's going to tell us a whole lot about Muniz, to be honest.
Correct.
This is like make or break for Muniz. Like, hey, do you want to keep fighting competitively? Like, at least like towards with ranked fighters, or are you just gonna be some kind of like gatekeeper that we have around where you're just like a stepping stone, or what do you call that? Like
gatekeeper? No, gatekeeper.
Yeah,
stepping stone. Yep, that's exactly how I describe him. I think like I said, I think Park is a beast. I think Park is super overlooked, and I think he's probably gonna get a nice bet for me at -170 this weekend. He probably wins this by decision, by the way. I don't see him stopping Muniz, so Muniz's gas tank is not horrid like the last guy he fought, like Taira. If Taira falls off a cliff, man. And that's why Park was able to stop him. But I don't see Muniz falling off a cliff that bad. I just see him playing from his guard and trying to throw up submission attempts that aren't there. That's what I think.
All right, next fight we have here on the main card at lightweight, we have Nasrat Haqparast going one-on-one with Jamie Mullarkey. Gaslam's little brother Nasrat here. Who's older, by the way? I think Gaslam's older, right? Probably.
I don't know.
Anyway,
Twins.
Nasrat Haqparast here, fighting out of Germany, hailing from Afghanistan, 28 years old, 15-5 record overall, going one-on-one with Jamie Mullarkey, another guy who is fighting out of Australia, but definitely got some Irish blood in him. You can't tell me not. 17-6 overall, 29 years old. Good matchup. I think even matchup for the most part. I am gonna lean Nasrat here. I just think he's just got the better, slicker striking. I could see him kind of just like sticking and moving the whole fight while Mullarkey kind of just like follows along, kind of like his last fight against that I can't remember his name, where Mullarkey was kind of like an even fight before Mullarkey kind of got sat down on his ass and lost that fight. I got his name right here. It wasn't his last fight, but it was against Muhammad Naimov. Yeah, I like Haqparast here. I just think his IQ, his striking should be able to get him to win here. Mullarkey is a dog, Mullarkey's another one of those fighters, jack of all trades, master of none. You know, he does have. It'll be pretty interesting to see how early and often he goes to the wrestling, because that's probably a path to victory for him against Nasrat. I don't think he can hang with him with the striking. And the one thing I do worry about Mullarkey,
Chin.
I'm not going to say he's paper bag yet, but, you know.
It's getting there.
It's getting there. So I like Nasrat here. What about you?
I'm leaning Nasrat too, but if you wanted to take a shot on Jamie Mullarkey as a dog, I'm not mad at that. I do think he has a path to victory with the wrestling. I also think he does throw more output, or just as much output as Nasrat. The only problem is that Jamie's kryptonite seems to just be a guy who someone could crack. And the fact that Nasrat, even though he did not stop landing Keona's his last fight, was able to put some punches together and hurt him. Landon's a very durable kid. And if he could do that to him, he could do that to Jamie. 100%. I'm not saying the striking technique is there, but the durability is in question for Jamie. And I could see him just winning the round and then just getting dropped at the end. Because that's what happened his last fight too against
100%.
What's his name? The Canadian dude.
McDessie. Yeah.
Old ass McDessie dropped him. So you telling me a kid who's younger could hurt him? Hell yeah, I'll take that.
And I could see the fight kind of playing out a little similar to that too, because I mean McDessie, you know, solid striker. I think I kind of rate Nasrat a little higher in his striking than McDessie. If he kind of just follows that same game plan more or less, I think he's probably got the fight in the bag, low key.
Yeah, Jamie was winning one of those rounds and then gets dropped at the end, and that's happened a couple of his fights where he's winning the fight, then gets knocked the fuck out.
And I think McDessie got fleeced on that fight, right? If I'm not mistaken, I feel like McDessie
I think
won
he did
fight.
actually. Yeah, I think he did.
Yeah, and they ended up giving it to Mullarkey.
And how we know this, because we bet Mullarkey, if I'm correct.
Yeah.
And we thought he lost the fight.
Yeah.
100%. Like just what it is. That was just, you know, the judges being on our side that night. But you gotta call it what it is. You know, so give me Nasrat. Don't know how I'm gonna bet this because I don't like Nasrat's line minus 192. But we'll keep you posted on that one.
All right, next fight on the main card, the featured bout at bantamweight. We got the Tibetan Eagle, Sumudaerji, going one-on-one with not Nascimento, last-minute replacement, Tim Elliott. Sumudaerji, 16-5, fighting out of China, hailing from China, 27 years old, going one-on-one with Tim Elliott, 19-13-1, fighting out of Lee Summit, Missouri, good old US of A, 36 years old. This is another fight where I'm kind of going a little back and forth on. I mean,
flip a coin.
I'm low key. I'm probably going to lean Sumudaerji. And I'm not going to say that with the most confidence because Tim Elliott, you know, grizzled vet, he probably could have won that fight against Makayev. If he didn't gas. And he kind of, I don't want to say he gave up in the third round, he got worked.
Yeah.
And Makayev kind of broke him. You know what I'm saying?
And we picked Makayev. We had Makayev in a parlay, and we had him by sub in that fight. Yeah. And we were sweating.
We were sweating that
because
sub.
we thought Tim was going to win that fight. Tim was winning that fight.
He was winning that fight.
So I don't give a shit what anybody says.
So I could kind of see this fight playing out a little similar to that.
Maybe even falling off a cliff earlier because he is taking this on short notice.
Yeah.
So this fight, I like it, but
I'll give Tim Elliott enough credit where I think he probably could just win the first round like he did last time. But I mean, we don't know what kind of condition he's going to be in. He could probably gas out even earlier. He did take this last minute.
Exactly. And then the Sumudaerji side, he's not active enough. Like, he hasn't fought in such a long time. Like, do you really want to put any kind of funds on this guy?
And Sumudaerji was preparing to wrestle a better grappler, in my opinion, than Nascimento.
Correct.
And if Nascimento was still here, I probably would have picked him.
Oh, no, not probably. You would have.
Nacimento's wicked, bro.
He's good.
On the ground, he is wicked.
He's really good.
But, yeah, I'm just going to prepare the guy who... I'm not going to prepare. Sorry. I'm just going to pick the guy who I think
who's more ready for the fight today. Who's going to be more ready for the fight Saturday. And, yeah, and I agree with you. I think that's Sumudaerji. And he's a dog here, too. It's dog or pass, low-key, this fight. That's how tightly matched this is. But I don't know if I want any action on it. It's just hard for me to bet on someone who has not been that active. It just really is, you know. So we'll see.
All right. Co-main event. Light heavyweight. UFC Vegas 83. We have Khalil Rountree Jr. going one-on-one with Anthony Lionheart Smith. Anthony, 37-18, fighting out of Omaha, Nebraska, 35 years old, going one-on-one with Khalil the War Horse Rountree. 12-5, fighting out of Las Vegas, 33 years old. Was this Khalil's original opponent? I don't think so.
No.
Who was he replacing? Do you remember?
I can't remember, but I know it's not the original opponent, but still.
Well, Anthony Smith here, coming in, replacing whoever the hell Khalil Rountree was supposed to fight before then. I'm going to lean Khalil Rountree here. I'm not going to lean Khalil Rountree with the most confidence, only because now the more I think about it, I mean, if Anthony's able to get his grappling in early, I think he could present some problems for Khalil. Just like, just keeping it a buck. If this stays standing, though,
Khalil knocks him out.
Khalil is going to beat his ass.
Yeah.
If his leg kicks alone, whoo. And if this is like Muay Thai, if this is like who's the famous Muay Thai kickboxer? That's I can't remember his name. He's a little short dude.
Bokau.
I was thinking like the Ron Tang or something like that.
Ron Tang, yeah.
If he come in like Ron Tang, he gonna light Anthony Smith up, boy. he gonna whoop his ass. The striking, I mean, not that Anthony can't hang with the striking. Again, Anthony's got to get his offense in early. If he could get it in early and overwhelm Khalil, I think he's got a chance. I think the first round is going to look ugly as hell, where Khalil is just going to whoop his ass. If he's able to survive that first round, depending on how Anthony comes out the second round, it could just be more of the same. I'm just going to lean Khalil here. Again, not with the most confidence. Anthony Smith, again, vet. He could be washed. My brother's probably going to say he's washed. I just like Khalil here. I like Khalil to light him up, maybe by KO.
Yeah, I like Khalil as well. And I didn't like how Anthony looked his last two fights. And by the way, both those fights, Johnny Walker and Ankalaev, leg kicks. And I'm telling you, both those guys, maybe Johnny Walker, they don't hit like Khalil Rountree. I'm sorry. Just Khalil has that surprising speed to his frame. And I just feel like he could kick him once and dismantle his leg. And I just think he's the more explosive, dynamic striker at this point in their careers. Anthony Smith, maybe 4 years ago, I would say this is a good fight. He could wrestle him. I don't see it. I just did not like the way he was looking in his last two fights. I feel he's a little shop-worn, unfortunately, because I do like Anthony Smith. I've always been like on his side in terms of like his career and, rooting for him, but I just do not like what I've been seeing lately. And him taking this fight on last minute notice scares me a little bit more against an explosive guy like Khalil Rountree. I like Khalil. I probably like Khalil by knockout. I'm going to see what lines I can play, and then we'll release them, as you know, on fight day. But I like Khalil by knockout.
All right, main event time at bantamweight. We got Song Yadong. Is this really his nickname, the Kung Fu Kid?
That's amazing.
Go on one-on-one with Chris El Guapo Gutierrez. Song, 27-1, fighting out of China. Fighting out of China, 26 years old. Go on one-on-one with El Guapo Gutierrez, fighting out of Inglewood, Colorado, 32 years old, 24-2 overall. I like Song here. I'm just going to cut to the chase. Where Chris Gutierrez could probably present some problems with the leg kicks because, this guy's got some crazy leg kicks. He can present problems considering Song is more of a boxer type of striker who occasionally throws leg kicks. I think Song's wrestling is going to come into play there, and I think it's just going to negate Gutierrez's overall offense. I think if this was a 3-round fight, I'd probably be a little more confident in leaning Gutierrez, to be honest, because I think he could probably get to a game plan quicker. But in a 5-round fight, Song's just got way more experience, could probably pace himself better. Again, this is Gutierrez's first main event, if I'm not mistaken. Song's just a better overall fighter. Hits harder, got a chin, grappling upside, wrestling upside. I'm going to lean Song here. Don't know if he finishes Gutierrez. Maybe some late round props if they look pretty juicy enough. The line is crazy. Probably justified if it was in Singapore. In Vegas, it's probably going to be more down the middle, but I'm still leaning Song anyway. I think Song gets it done here. What about you?
I'm with you on Song, and I think Song, there's a chance Song might roll him, which is why the line is this wide. Chris does present some issues with the leg kicks, but you want the real, like, Song is kind of just a bigger, better, younger, faster Pedro Munoz. And that's the guy who, I mean, I'll never forgive Chris Gutierrez for letting that fight go by because we lost money in that fucking fight.
Yeah, that should have been like the passing of the torch.
Oh, man. And fucking Munoz kept the torch and burned him with it. You know what I'm saying?
Like,
Set him on fire. You know what I'm saying?
Get off my lawn, boy.
I just think that Goots, if he can get his leg kick game going, it look good. He has to kind of turn off his leg, to be frank, for me to believe in him. But at the end of the day, Song is still the better wrestler by far, the more explosive wrestler, and hits harder. He's the finishing upside is on the Song side here.
And I do think Gutierrez does have some decent takedown defense. Like, you know, like all jokes aside, but like,
can he do that for 5 rounds?
Yeah,
we know Song can.
Song is gonna really. He's gonna put the pace on him, and he's gonna mix it up. I think very well.
He took down Corey Sanhagen.
Yeah,
I mean, and the only reason that fight got stopped is because of a cut.
Yeah,
Song was there for the whole ride.
If they ran it back, I picked Song again. To be honest, I thought Song was winning that fight until the cut, low key.
You think so? I don't think so.
I think it was like even.
It was close, but I still think Corey was winning the fight.
Don't disrespect Song.
Nah, I'm just being real.
Disrespecting my boy Song. Boy.
I'm just being real. But what I will say is that I don't see. Could Goots surprise us? Sure. I just don't see it against a durable guy like this, man. You know, and I think you have to kill Song in there. I really do. Like, I think he probably stops him via knockout. He might sub him. Who knows? If that sub prop is nice, I'll jump on it. But
and you know what I am worried about? Just a random like Gutierrez spinning back fist or like kick.
Yeah,
because I can see him setting it up.
He has that capability. I just think how do you beat up a kicker? Pressure, and that's what Song does. He pressures everyone he fights.
Yeah, Song I think is just gonna be able to get in there, kind of like
and work him,
thing, you know,
and work him, you know. But you know, it is what it is. But yeah, that's where I'm at with that.
And that pretty much wraps it up for the UFC card from top to bottom. But we also do have some boxing, don't we, my brother?
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Devin Haney versus Regis Prograis this weekend. Great fight. Devin Haney moving up from 135 to 140. Long story short, just so we don't, you know, because I still don't know how I'm gonna bet this. Probably Devin Haney by decision is the lean here. I don't think he's knocking out Regis. But what I will say is there upside for Regis to win this fight? Yeah, I do. I think Devin's very hittable, and I think Regis can crack. He has legitimate one-punch knockout power. Like, if he hurts you, he can kill you, straight up. But do I trust Devin Haney's father to, like, map out his career, as Regis has been calling him out for this whole week about? Yes, I think they picked this fight for a reason, and I think they picked this fight because Regis looked really bad his last fight, even though I still think he edged out the win, if I'm correct. I'm pretty sure he edged out the win.
Yeah, he did, I think.
But what I will say is that the only guy he's lost to, if I'm correct, is Josh Taylor. Josh Taylor is a good boxer, and I think Devin's better than him and bigger. Like, if you look at Devin, you would think he's the 140-pounder. Like, he looks big next to Regis. So I think Devin is going to make some good plays. He's going to have a good fight IQ. I also, even though he was, you know, when he was fighting Lomachenko, he was like, well, he's figured me out. He's figured me out. I love how boxing commentary just likes to shit on guys when they do that. I think it's a good acknowledgement when you understand something's not working.
100%.
And then you're able to make an adjustment in the fight, which he did. Because I did it was close, but I gave Devin the edge slightly in that fight against Lomachenko. I like Devin by decision. I want to watch a little more on Regis before I do anything, before I say commit to anything. But I think Devin by decision is the play for all the reasons I allowed it. His father mapping out his career correctly. Devin's fight IQ is not terrible, even though he does get hit. And I think he might look better now that he's not depleting himself to 135, because he is humongous for 135. I trust his ability to work behind the jab. I also trust his ability with his feet. I think he's just a more sound boxer. And, you know, they've been talking about how Devin's been boxing since 7 and Regis has been boxing since 17. There is a skill difference with the footwork and everything there. Like there is. But can Regis knock him out? 130%. 130% he can. That's how I want to give. I want to give a little more, thoughts to this. But the lean as of right now is Devin Haney by decision.
I'm with you. I'm also leaning Devin here slightly. I tell you, I feel like Devin's been losing the shit talk battle though.
No question. he getting 10-8 on that shit.
He got 10. Well, I mean, listen, he was keeping up pretty decent until he was like, he hit him with the, what was it?
Yeah.
They named the dude you knocked out.
Yeah.
And he looked at him like,
yeah.
You got me.
Yeah, because he was like, name those motherfuckers that you knocked out. And he was like, ooh, because he was basically, Devin was calling him out saying Regis was probably nobodies. And he's like, well, Regis like, you locked out a whole bunch of motherfuckers that was nobodies too because you can't even name them. So, it's
yeah, the shit talk between the two has been tremendous. If you guys want to watch the build up for this,
it's been fantastic.
It's been great.
It's been fantastic. But with that said, I like Devin by decision here. And that just about wraps up this episode of the Access to Combat podcast. You guys already know the business. Like, follow, subscribe, comment, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok.
Everybody enjoying the visuals, please like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell to stay up to date.
And for all of our audio listeners, Spotify, Apple, Google Podcast, you already know. Free subscriptions, free content, you already know. You find it here. We're getting free bets, making a lot of money with us because we've had pretty decent years this year. On top of both of those events this weekend with boxing and the UFC, we have PFL on Friday. So please follow us on those platforms and we'll be releasing bets there hopefully as well. We'll see what we like. We'll put it out and we'll help you guys out. But if you've been following us, man, just, a free subscription, free follow, some free comments doesn't hurt anybody here. We want to make this a little more interactive with you guys. And we want to make sure that we're stuffing your pockets in the process. And at no charge, by the way, we're out here just giving out free bets and calling some decent dogs too.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Get out of here. Get out of town. Free, you say? Damn. I got to get on that program. Shit.
Yeah, free 99. If it's free, it's for me. That's what my father used to say. You know what I'm saying? And I respect that philosophy. So, but until next time, ladies and gentlemen, this podcast is a wrap. Holla at you. Love you. Help us out. See you next time.